our radio program that comes your way every Sunday at about this time. And it's a pleasure to be out here again for another edition of the program. We're going to be joining Dr. Francia Chinwe Richardson and Sis Yesini B shortly on the program, the second third reimagine. They are panelists from the US, and they're going to be here talking about issues relating to the growth and development of Mama Liberia. We're going to be joining them shortly, but until then, let's enjoy this music. It's Africa Rising. We hope that Africa rise.
This station rules the nation.
All right, folks, let's now bring down the music and join Dr. Richardson and Sister Cindy on the other side. Hello, ladies.
Hi, it's good to see you again, Akira. I know last week we missed seeing you because the
Yeah,
weather was hot in our
yeah,
country,
yeah.
so we couldn't be on the radio. But I'm grateful to be here today. I'm happy to be here. I want to say hello, Liberians. It's good to see every one of you. And today we're going to be having a spirited conversation about the trendy issues in our country. Yesenia will be joining us shortly, um,
Okay.
and she's going to tell us what's on her mind. I'll let Nikita just tell you basically our schedule and agenda for our discussion that will kind of guide our discussion today. So, Nikita, do you want to do that?
Yeah, of course. Again, I miss being here. Last week, the weather was bad, and we had to go off air because, I mean, a lot of things. So, our agenda for today, we have What's on Your Mind edition that's going to be coming up shortly. Uh, for the question here, why is Liberia not enriching herself with her resources? That's a question that I think we're going to be addressing here. And number two, what makes CMC a different political party? Okay, and we will have other things coming up. We have other agenda coming up, but that's the two basic agenda topics that we're going to be looking at tonight. We're going to have other things coming up to add up to that. But the question here that really got me is the first question: why is Liberia not enriching herself with her resources? That's the question that we're going to be addressing tonight. We're going to be giving our opinions uh, on it. And after that, we're going to be taking calls. Again, calls is a regular feature on this program. Our audience, our listeners have the opportunity to call and stand a chance to win a $2 trash card. You can call. I mean, we're not asking you people to call now, but at the end of the show, after all of the discussions, you have the opportunity to call and win a trash card. You can call and give your inputs on the topics that we're going to be looking at. You can call and say what's on your mind. You can call and, I mean, bring something to our attention because we might not be able to touch every area during our discussion. So if there's something you want to flag out, if there's something you want us to know about, you can call at the end of the show and stand a chance to win a $2 trash card. It's going to be done like this. We have lucky numbers that we're going to be selecting out shortly. So when you call and we ask you for your lucky number and you happen to call a number that is selected as a lucky number, you stand a chance to win the scratch card. So it's not about you calling and you're gonna win the scratch card right away. You have to select your lucky number. That will send her number. I'm gonna send my number, and since it's Cindy gonna send her number as well. So when you choose a number from any of us, when you call any of the numbers that we're going to be choosing, then you're going to stand a chance to win a $2 scratch card. But that's all we have for our agenda. So that is back to you.
Thank you so much, Nakeda. As we wait for your Cindy Martin Play to come on, we just want to hope that your Sunday is going well. You are sitting back, relaxing, and waiting to prepare, or you already have prepared for Monday, which is the beginning of the work week for some people, um, or whatever you have to do tomorrow. But we just want to welcome you to Second Thought Liberia, and we hope that you enjoy the show tonight. So relax. First of all, I want to talk about the trending issue. I want to also welcome, I see Cindy Martin Clay is here. I want to welcome her to the show. But I want to just talk about what's on my mind. And then, of course, we're going to go to Cindy, and then we're going to go to Naketa, and then we're going to go to the burning question. Uh, why is it that Liberia cannot use her resources to enrich herself? So I want you to keep thinking about that question as we talk about other things. Let that marinate in your mind a little bit. Um, for me, I'm very, very concerned about sea erosion in our country. Um, I've seen over the past couple of years, and I also saw a recent video that show that the sea, due to climate change and just the nature of the sea alone, is kind of taking a lot of land from Liberia. Um, I know a couple of years ago there was some work done in the Town area. The government had intervened, but we have not heard back exactly how is that area faring out right now. We know areas like Bassa, of course, Monserrato, Grand Cape Mount County, and Sano, all of those areas along the Atlantic Ocean there, our huge part of our country is along the Atlantic Ocean. So over the years, the sea have destroyed, different communities, especially the fishing community have been impacted. I can tell you a story that a couple of maybe I want to say maybe about 10 years ago, I was in Cape Mount and I sat at a particular area on the beach to have lunch with my dad. And maybe I went back 2 years later, that area no longer exists. It was taken away by the sea erosion. Okay. And increasingly, every year when I go back, I see that the sea is kind of climbing up into areas where it was never a part of. It was not a part of. People used to live in this area. So I want to know, what is our government doing about it? What is the government plan to take back the land from the sea? I mean, it's quite a struggle, but it's an easy struggle. For example, we have areas like Dubai, the Netherlands, other
Yeah.
countries. I was just watching a video in Monaco where these areas have a lot of sea, a lot of water surrounding them, and these areas are building up. They have the technology to be able to recruit or get back the land and make it stable enough where they can build. I know that we just built a couple of things along, for example, the park, Unity Park or Unification Park is built along the sea. Not worry about that part because I was there. I saw how, a lot of times they're not worried about the sea bringing dirt to the shore that is disturbing the area in which the park is making that area dirty. But that's what the worry is about right now. But I believe if they don't take care of that area, the sea will probably destroy that beautiful park that Liberia money was spent on, and just take it over. There's a couple of things that we can do initially. For example, I believe that we can get some of those big rocks. We do have them in our country because I've seen them, and drop them into the ocean in a intentional way, in a way where we get the engineers to tell us how to, utilize those big boulder, the rocks, to to kind of slow down the sea, and us reclaim our land. So this is a problem. Our lands and mines is the one in charge of uh, the sea erosion issues that I'm talking about here. And my desire is that they go and check these things out, but nobody's looking at it right now. Climate change is making things even worse, followed by the fact that there's other areas in our country. There's other important, like, of course, you know, when I think about the other foreigners coming and taking up all our minerals, yeah, I'm sorry, all our mineral, and leaving just holes in the environment, it bothers me a lot as well. So there's a lot of work, in my opinion, that Land and Mines have on its hand. Cindy, I was on your mind. How are
Thank
you
you,
doing?
thank you,
Welcome. It's good to.
thank you. We've missed each other all week long. School is closing. I got my butt kicked. I think I sent you a text like 2 o'clock the other morning because I was up like because I had a like a 11:59 deadline, and I was literally
Hmm.
stuck on the couch writing, proofreading, posting, responding,
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
I had to get my kids that are honor roll grade in before starting time so they can send letter to the parents. It's been a rough week,
Hmm.
but hopefully I'm prepared today. No, you asked the question if I'm prepared for next tomorrow. No, I'm not. But we'll see how the week goes. Anyway,
Sure.
um, what's on my mind? Three things. One of them, which you just took out of my mouth. 200 years since 1822, we were supposed to be independent or start a nation or welcome new group of people to join us as a nation to build the nation. And after 200 years, we're literally, nothing's changed. Nothing really changed. We have not made progress. We stay at 90% unemployment. Our children, which supposed to be the future of the country, find themselves in a predicament of hopelessness. So they subject themselves to many things that is not culturally relatable, that does not promote their future. Most of them, you don't see the future in their eyes. We can speak about 200, 300 plus thousand in county that we promised that we will create a rehabilitation for them. We have not done so. When the war stopped, that were one of the things that were on the agenda, retraining the mind, reincarceration of the society, and, bringing people back into reorientating them into the society. That has not happened. Two, it seems that we're not in charge of our own resources. We have not been. When it comes to the market, I think if you remember when we were in Liberia, when we did an air condition, and in less than 30 minutes the power went off. I was really pissed, and I was talking about the the um, the market type that we have. We're supposed to have a democracy as such. We're supposed to have a capitalist or a mixed economy, not a command economy. We have a command economy because you and I face that where a Lebanese guy told, or no matter where you go, you have to come back there because this is where the air conditions are. So correct. So here we are, and the third thing is you talk about that. What is happening to the environment in Liberia?
Hmm.
Monaco stands at least 100 plus year right there on the ocean front. What have they done? What can we learn from them? California, right here, you got cars that run along the path. You and I were in Virginia, okay? Every time you
Yeah.
go back to Virginia, when they see recede, they come back and bring the sea back. I mean, the sand back. People are still going there.
Yeah.
It creates jobs.
Yeah.
It not only does it create jobs, it creates protection. It creates a living environment, a conducive living environment, and all of that. Why is that not happening? Right there in Monrovia, at least in the last, let's just say, about 100 years, Okay, all the last 60 years that I can remember, the U.S. embassy stay right there at the ocean front, where the submarine come
Mm-hmm.
right there under the sea, and they had not eroded. Then I go back to your own house in Sierra Leone. You know where that is, okay? We saw the
Yes,
sea
yes.
literally come into all your investment. I'm not sure if you're gonna go through it because it's gonna go. But where we saw
Mhm.
it's gonna go. I mean, I'm sorry to say you put a lot of money in there because it's a big hell of a house, okay? But we see the ocean has made its way inside and actually created a lagoon right by it, and it had eroded all the way up there. So you
Mhm.
can't tell me there's no money in Liberia because there is. Liberia is one of the highest paying government country, government official, or what we call it, lawmakers and government, or the executives in the world, in the world, not just Liberia, in the world. Our speaker make more money than the U.S. speaker with 26 trillion. So those are the things that are on my mind. Where do we go from here as a nation? How do we protect the environment? Why can we use our own resources? Why can we think about when people come to us, what is their idea? I think you wanted to talk about a political party. You wanted to talk about CMC. I would like to talk about these political party. What are they bringing to the table? What's different? How can we start hearing what they're bringing to the table? How are they different from the past 20 years, the rhetoric that we've heard? Sorry, I'm going longer than I should. I saw one of the letters from Musa last night. What it did for me was when the father said, his mom paid me and said, Lai, no matter how difficult, you must speak up. Okay? You must speak up. And I feel the same. And that's why people don't understand. I will still speak up. Whether my father or my mom there, I will still speak up. That's what on my mind. Sorry.
Thank you. No, just you're doing good. Nikita, Nikita, your turn.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
So for me, I got two major issues that have been on my mind through the week. The first one here is not a new thing. It's something that we've been talking about here, and myself or my family got victimized by it. Early Tuesday this week, we saw a situation again for another home delivery that led to the death of a woman and her baby.
Yes.
A 38-year-old woman named Rachel Doe, uh, and her baby. But something about that scenario that really captured me was the environment she went to give birth in. I don't know whether you guys saw the video that when the
Hmm.
Liberia Medical and Dental Council went there with the team to get the body or the
Can
bodies
you, can
because
you, sorry, Nakita, can you send it to me so I can post it, please, if you don't mind? Yeah, I mean, if
okay,
it's not too much for you.
I'm gonna do that. The
Okay, finish your
environment.
thought.
Okay, I'll just do that after Lady Bessie.
Right.
The
Mhm.
location was around the red light Gobacho area in Monrovia, with all of the medical facilities and things that are around this particular Pinsville. To see somebody going to that kind of place, I mean, it just looked like a shack, like a zinc shack. The environment, everything is not. It's not even a place that someone who, I mean, know themselves will go to that kind of place. Looking at the situation with pregnancy. I mean, if you hungry, you just want paracetamol or medicine to take, you can go there. But we all know that pregnancy is a life. It's a two-way street. Life is on the line. You there, your life is there. Your child life is there. Looking at yourself going to that kind of place, and with the explanation of the story, this woman, this 38-year-old woman, was actually taking. She been going to the clinic, but that particular night when she got in labor, she went there, and the Oma in question, the Ma Mary John in question that performed the delivery, she said it was a stillbirth kind of situation. I mean, the situation surrounding it is not even clear. The situation surrounding it is not even clear, but to some extent, the Medical and Dental Council took her in. I mean, she's old. You know that kind of woman not even able herself like that. Then you go there to go and give birth. I mean, so just more like for me, it just sent a message that I mean, people, we're talking about these things. People keep talking about it. How, people are not listening. They're not listening. Life is on the line. If you are pregnant, make sure you get to a hospital. And the Omani question was like, she been helping people that what she do, she have helped close to 200 women in that area. I mean, looking at the place, then you know that people really playing lucky to get with their lives. So that really got to me when I saw the video around Tuesday. I felt really bad. I was like, people not listening. We just going around in cycles. People not listening. You take your person and carry them to that kind of place. So that really swept me off balance for the week. And the other one here is the recently the police inspector general Gregory Cormer have been advocating for a designated protest zone. I think that's something that I think is good, a designated protest zone, because a lot of times you hear people say they go out to protest, everybody's on Capitol Hill and we know Monrovia is crowded. People go in town to do their normal business. So one, you just wake up in the morning, I mean, no alight, you just get up, starts to drive to go to town or try to make your way through a taxi or whatever, and you just go meet like people already on the street, people are protesting, obstructing other people's movement. So recently he's been advocating for a designated protest zone. I think that's okay. That's something that if it's done, it's gonna help us a lot because the traffic in Monrovia Center Town is not playing. Everybody today somebody disenchanted will go in town to go protest to stop other people movement. So that's the two thing that I think I got on my mind. That have been on my mind. The issue of the protest zone is welcoming for me, and the call for women to, I mean, love their lives and stop risking it.
Mhm. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Before we go into our question for the day, the question that we want you to be thinking about is why is it Liberia is not enriching herself with her resources she has? Well, I want to, what you said to me uh, sort of touched me, Nikita, and there's both of your concerns had me thinking. Number one, I want to extend my sympathy to the lady who lost her life, the family of the lady who lost her life and her child. But I also have questions as you were talking. And when you were talking, I was thinking about who is in charge of health facilities in our country.
For
Okay.
now, we're looking at the Liberia Medical and Dental Council. They're the one who monitoring it.
So it seems like many other countries, there's multiple organizations, multiple arms that are involved.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
medical, and like for example, being like a psychologist, I am monitored not only by the board of psychologists, which should kind of be like the medical and dental council in Liberia, but the board of psychologists would be the one who I have to get accredited by every 2 years. They are the one who would tell me based on XYZ, you have met the requirement to receive a license. So they do that. But on top of that, okay, there's also the Department of Health and Human Services. So when I wonder, how is someone who is running a facility as you describe it indecent, not hygienic enough to be a medical place? Okay, how will someone uh, not get accredited or vetted or maybe some kind of standardization of the practice? How does that happen?
So I just sent the video, the link in the chat room, so you can go there and see
Mm-hmm.
it. According to this lady, with she was
Mm-hmm.
working at JFK. She's an elderly woman, old that old lady. She didn't even know her own age
Mm-hmm.
because she didn't call
Oh.
it. I mean, she didn't even know her own age.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
She was working with JFK, and when she left JFK, people know her to be a midwife, started going to her. But
Mm-hmm.
the environment is deplorable. That just go to y'all just go to the video, or probably you guys can watch the video after the show. It
Yes,
is
and I take pride. I'm glad in the lady's skill. I mean, it seems like she has a lot of experience in doing such work.
yeah,
Historically, that's how birth was given in our country, in our region of the
yeah,
world. But with the time, there's with changing time, the bodies, getting different. Our metabolism are getting interest in food, are changing, and all of that stuff. Um, we hope that those women who were midwives, who had the expertise to deliver us, are taking a lot of care as well and are thinking about these changes. So that's the one thing. But and the changes include making sure that
yeah.
if you're going to continue to work with women, your environment is safe. The whatever she's where she's delivering the baby, it should be a hygienic area. There should be
Hmm.
standards. We should have a list of all of the midwives in our country, and to make sure that they're up to task. That we're not going to just get. And I'm not speaking about this lady because it sounds like she's in practice. She says she was working. I
Yeah,
mean,
she's
first of all, we
yeah.
want to know why working at JFK anymore. That'd be something that I want to know. Is she still in the? Can she still practice the act of delivering babies? So those were just when you were talking. I just kind of had those concerns about um, that lady. Then I was thinking about, like you said, we've been talking day in and day out about making sure citizens are aware, okay? Know where
Yeah.
to go to for treatment. Part of what we are doing is to tell you that you have to ask, you have certain responsibility to ask questions. You can't just go anywhere to deliver or to get treatment, even if you're going to get paracetamol. You can't just do that because you
Seriously.
don't know. You don't know whether this place is accredited, given in the nature of our country. Anybody can put a shop up. The next thing, I like to say, a long time ago, I learned that cleanliness is next to godliness. You look at the place, keep your ears
Yeah.
and eyes open, look at your surrounding. Okay, because if a health facility is not hygienic, is not practicing according to hygienic standards, you the most likely you're not going to get better. You're not going
Yeah.
to get better. And so you see, I'm going to have you have your say about that, your word, and then we'll go on to the second thing that she mentioned to me about this designated protest zone. So let's just first talk about, what are your thoughts about this lady dying in childbirth?
So quickly, let me
Yeah,
say
yes,
something quick.
yes.
For those of you who are watching, for those of you who are listening, you can find this video on the Liberia Medical and Dental Council page, the official Facebook page. Just go there and search the Liberia Medical and Dental Council. It's the first video they got there. You can get it and see what we're talking about. Just watch it and see what we're talking about.
And I don't know if you, Cindy, if you got it, if you can post it and play it as well.
Okay.
Maybe that would be
Yes.
helpful.
Yeah. Let me pull it. Then I will post it. I wanted to add my voice to. I will come from two phase or two full segment of here. The reason being is majority of me and my siblings were delivered by women who were gifted and didn't go to school for medical and dental. And some of these women never had an accident, or no woman ever died in their care, per se. But also, the Liberian government at the time, there was a requirement, and there were inspectors that would visit the country. These women would go for training every 6 months. Here it is. I'm going to play it. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to go ahead and play it. Okay. And then I'll finish my thought. Then at least it will give me some perspective. So let me pull this
Mm-hmm.
up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull this up.
who died in the war. All those are well-known so different places. So we want to know your wife's full name, your full name, so can it go for us to your wife name who? Rachel? Okay, so my name is John Bass, Godoka, the Deputy Director for Public Safety. We received information today from the LMDC that a lady to give birth to her facility. The lady died in the process, and the child died in the process. So she's the one that did the delivery. Mama, what is her name? Eh? Her name Mary. Mary John. So this is where you live. And this is where the lady to give birth. How long have you been doing your work? Mm-hmm. For what time? Oh, third man. Oh, the brave man. Oh, you're small. You started. Oh, you can second sir. Oh, okay. You get hospital that you working or clinic?
Don't answer your phone. You
Oh,
already got
you're
it.
GFA. Oh, okay. So how many times people not give birth in your hospital? So how many persons are there in the process while giving birth in your hospital? Is this the first time? Nobody ever
Okay,
died
Doc,
yet.
can we stop? Doc?
So when
Yes, yes, yes.
you right?
Okay.
Did you
All right.
contact any of the hospital around here, the BD hospital around here? You contact any of them?
So the
Okay.
background there is the facility or the background there.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I can let me freeze it up here so we can show it.
Another part of the
Okay.
video, they did a toy where they went in. The inside passer is another thing.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Mm.
So you want to show some more of the inside part?
You could just forward it a little, bring it like
Okay.
yeah, to the
Okay.
end. Yeah, at the end of the video, you see where the lady went.
Okay. Is it further?
Yeah, further. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This is it? Okay.
At the hospital there.
Yes. Is the body cover? The body cover, right? You cover the body face. Okay.
I think that enough we can infer from there. I'm sorry. Um mm, like I say, I get more insight to be able to speak to that because when I say we were born with banana leaf behind the house, it was a place that was clear, there was place that were clean, there were places that were not cluttered, where the women would boil water, make sure everything was sanitary. Okay. It was a particular designated place, that what they call the midwife. And besides, as things advanced, these women have to go to, I think, Senegal every 6 months for training and updated information as to how to handle, the all of the sensitivity with the woman body, the child. This particular place is beyond word for me, but I'm also looking at the environment. Um, it's I'm sorry that this woman lost her life, maybe and that we're here. But apparently, people have been going in that place and having babies,
Yes.
and she just said she's been doing this since Todman. Um, but with the shortage of things that are happening in Liberia, nobody have gone there to visit. Nobody had even gone there to say, okay, she's a midwife. Let's see if we can monitor her. We can see what she's doing. Bring her over to teach her some routine. Maybe we can. Since a lot of women cannot afford to go to a hospital. A lot of women cannot afford to go to a hospital. Diagnose this because we have tried helping women who were stuck at hospital and no doctor will see them at JFK. Okay. Some of them end up dying, although we pay the money, and then we have to pay the money to get their body out. So the women of Liberia are stuck to give birth to children, to give birth to the future in Liberia. It is a danger zone. Their lives are in peril. So that place looks sad. And this is that's all I can say. Yes, we can say the women need to have respect for their lives. Yes, that is true. Because you don't have spare life. But what if you don't have any other means? And somebody show and say, this woman deliver my child. And when you are at that moment in your life, everything on you is staying open. Reason is not a part of your thinking. Okay?
Yeah.
The leaders of the country, when you talk, people say everything is not government. The government sets the tone. They are the guardian, what do you call it? The guardian of the nation. They lead the direction and the protection of the country. And it's sad that we're here, but I'm going to stop here. I don't know, Doc, if you want to add up before we go to the designated zone
Yeah.
to protest. That's
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
That is
It is
terrific.
sad. Just when you make a point about women not having choices in our country, and if no one's monitoring these health facilities, because I don't know if anyone was, this lady, the midwife, could have had the best of skills, but I don't know if anyone went to her facility to check and to see if you know she was working according to standards, if that place that looked like all the different cloth hanging, all the thing, if that place was sanitized enough, to bring a newborn or to bring a woman who's vulnerable. When you're at that place, you and I'm sure, like, I don't know if I care, but you and I have given birth before. We know that you run a risk of infection if you are not taken care of, and that infection can lead to death. So 9 months in pregnancy to plan. And sometimes I just want our citizens, that's what my call was to women. I just want, and men, that's why I said citizens, to be mindful, to start taking your some responsibility to say, okay, I'm pregnant now. I don't have a lot of resources. Let me see where I can get help from. There's a lot of wives, a lot of midwives who maybe in the area, but that place that I saw, the condition was
It's
not
bad.
welcoming. I know this. She's probably is skillful. I'm not doubting her skills. That she
Right.
says she's been doing it, which since tough time. Do we have any regulatory body in our country to to say, okay, you've been doing this since such one time. Do you need to register with the government to show that you
Right.
exist, to show your availability, and to show where you? So all of these questions I have, and yes, I did read. I was just pulling out some information. We do have a shortage of midwives in our country. They do, like you said, they do have training. If anything, if these people are very skillful and grateful enough, the sense of just getting together to share information, okay, to share information about your successes and challenges is healing enough for midwives. All right, that's what I wanted to add. So that's all. And again, I hope that our citizens just pay attention to what is happening in our country and what is happening to their own body and their thoughts and their minds and their behavior. Um, so, Nikita, I would disagree with you, and I would disagree with Gregory Coleman about him advocating for us to have a designated
That
protest zone.
may I come in? Since you are the psychology, you can come in after me because I wanted to talk about that, and you can close because I usually love your analysis.
Oh, okay.
I come up from my sleeves. I come up from my sleeves. You come up from other segment. Is that okay? Is that
Sure.
okay? Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
So, Nikita, I will have to disagree with you, like Dr. Richardson. The whole essence of protest is to inconvenience. The whole essence of that is civil disobedience. You don't want violence. That's the same that goes, and this is goes from JFK. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible make violent revolution inevitable. Okay. There's nothing in our constitution that say people should have designated areas to protest. Gregory Coleman needs to find sit and sit there. He needs to do his job and stop parading all over the place. But I'm coming for him for the rest of the week so he can call me out and I will call him out. I'm actually about to start writing against him. Okay. Gregory Coleman will watch people on their life and you will say you didn't see them because they could not capture. That lady, a relay, who were molested broad daylight, they're yet to bring them, the people who did that to her, to account for. But based on the Constitution, the essence of protest is to inconvenience. It's not for you to party. It's not a sport. We're not going to play football on Samuel Client Doe Sports Stadium. We're not going to Invincible Park. We're not going to stand in front of the what do you call it? In front of the mansion. Whatever we think is inconvenient, that's what we're going to do. If they don't want protest, they need to do the needful thing and do what is right by the country. There's nothing that in our constitution that say yes. You know, Nikita, I'm in America and enjoying the protests that the people did in the country. So did Dr. Richardson, or else you will not have a black woman in the American university teaching. You will not have a black face with an accent in the U.S. system teaching. It's because people protested the inconvenience, the truth, what people thought to be the truth. Okay? It's even the Americans we voted against England to get an independent. Okay? Where I have over 4 or 5 American presidents that were taken down on their life. So we will continue to protest. They don't want protest. They need to do what is right. So I just wanted to disagree there. And I think that can come from your professional points there.
So can I come?
Maybe
Can
you want to hear all of us out before you react. You want to hear the
okay.
both of us before you
Okay.
react. You want to go
Okay.
there.
No,
After
but
that, so I'll come in after you.
yeah, no, for actually, I'm curious to hear what you have to say. Maybe maybe there's more information that you didn't say initially that
So,
you wanted to
so
add.
my uh point of view is, who are you? My question was actually to to CSC Cindy. Inconvenience who? The ordinary citizens are going about their normal business, trying to go look for their own food to eat. I mean, we that are on ground, it's just so frustrating to know that you wake up, even when you won't go do your regular class thing, or you got other activities to run, people are protesting you in the traffic for 2-3 hours. It is. It is so frustrating. I'm not one way or the other siding with Gregory Corman like that, but just the idea of, I mean, People, you got your disagreement, you want to exercise your constitutional rights, you do it, and you people shouldn't inconvenience other people. That's just it. Because I mean, somebody could be protesting for another cause, something that I might see as not something worth protesting for. I'm just saying it, right? Somebody might be protesting for something, and probably I'm not in solidarity of that particular protest. Should that stop me from going to do my normal business? I mean, the people who you're not protesting against the citizen, you're protesting against the government. So let the love for this zoo, let the love for this zoo and stop. The traffic can be easy on us. That's my only thing.
Yes, yes, but so I think we have to look at it this way. And I don't know, you said you wanted to answer, or you want me to
I
go ahead
wanted to
and
tell
talk
her
about
this.
it?
You know,
Mm-hmm. Good.
a lot of people on the bus boycott in Alabama, they thought Rosa Parks were inconveniencing them. She was gonna get them killed. She needed to sit in the back. She didn't need to stand up, because if she does not, it would do this. A lot of people here thought when Nelson Mandela took the streets, left his law firm to protest in South Africa, he was going to jeopardize most of the South African people. They packed the South African and put them in a cage called the homeland. Okay, he stood up, and people joined as they go. If the leadership, okay, why do we have one street in Liberia saying 1822? Why the only street are from Broad Street? Why have they now created other detour after 200 years? So yes, it may inconvenience you now because it's you, and you think the problem is their problem. But in the end, we all win. That's how I see it. But it's also the constitutional right. You can't deny them that. You can't say the people need to go on the football field. Okay. June 7th, the very UP government, most of the leaders, Mo Ali, Patrick Honda, you name them, Darius DeLong, okay, the Bwaka himself, Bernard Yue, Alexander Cummings, with all of the people inconvenient the whole of Liberia from sunrise to sunset. The call is civil disobedience. It's part of our constitution. If we really want to practice democracy, that's what democracy is about. So that I'm gonna stop here. But we have to get
Yes,
to the political parties. Yes.
yes, yes. So the beauty of democracy is to have these freedoms. Okay, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom to assemble, and that was nicely put in our Constitution, Article 17. Okay, we have the right to assemble. Okay, we have the right to petition our government, and we have the right to associate. In a political party, you can associate, with that political party. Or that political party can associate itself with any other political party, or even if you belong to a trade union, can sign a contract, and you have the right part of that trade union. So it is our constitutional rights. Now, I was going to say and ask the question, Akira, and not necessarily to you, it's just to Liberians in general.
Okay.
Um, who has the greatest responsibility to protect the citizens of Liberia? I
The
believe
government.
that is our government. Yes, it's the
The government.
government. Okay. Yes. And the government put in measures. And yesterday I had a good discussion about this. The government put in measures for this whole protest business that we're talking about. Um, in 1986, the government said that instead of asking the government to get a permit, because prior to that, you needed to get a permit from the Minister of Justice
Yeah, Ministry of Justice just did
to
something on that
protest.
recently.
Yes. And so, and to your point, the Minister of Justice actually, in speaking to the
Yeah.
people who were protesting in support of Abraham Traore, the government
Yeah.
reminded them that protesting was illegal without a permit.
The permit.
But
Yeah.
then, yes, but then subsequent laws came out in the police act that said that you don't need to get a permit. you need to just notify. 2016, it says that you need to just notify the minister, well, the county, the county attorney, all right, and also the police department. That notification has not turned into something else in our country, because now they have to analyze, you know, your right to protest by going into, okay, does this protest look like we can manage it? Does this protest look like they are going to cause other violent acts? Does this protest look like they're going to be creating public disorder? All of these things, people, the police department and the justice department are looking at. When, to me, the law said to notify. If I'm notifying you, I'm just telling you I'm going to be having a protest on, May 20th, and it is your responsibility to provide safety for me. Once you know I'm coming, you got to provide traffic management. I don't care if it takes 1,000 police to come or hold the protester on one side of the street. That is the government responsibility, because you already been notified. Okay, it's not that people. Yes, people can just, and part of democracy is like you have people who just jump on and go on the street. That's part of democracy. They don't need anything. They're just going for a march. It happens in developed countries. It happened around the world. But then there's other people who will notify the government because the nature of the protest is large enough. They want to just put the government on notice. My question to you is, if I'm going to need permission from a government that I'm protesting against,
Yes.
what is the likelihood they're going to give me permission to protest against them? It's close to none. And if if a police department is advocating for a designated area, and if I was the police director who is not in favor of protest, I could give you permit to go to Timbuktu. You can go all the way to somewhere in Makibi County behind Barclayville. That way you'll be doing your protest, and you got to come to Monrovia so anybody can see you. So the idea is, it is the government's responsibility for me, to provide security for the people. Traffic management is an important thing, and you see it as a brilliant question. Why is it in the year 2025 we still got one street in and out of Monrovia? That is something that we need to be thinking about. Yes, okay. So that's something that's that one way good, one way coming in, one way coming out, so the protesting back to the traffic. But then on the other hand, we need more security force. Once you notify the government, it's the government's job to get the security, the police out there, to get these ropes. What they usually do to get these ropes that keep you, on the sidewalk, so that you wouldn't interfere or certain part of the traffic, so that you wouldn't interfere with the people coming in and outgoing. So that's my thought on that. I don't know if anybody else will say one final thing.
So I think.
Go ahead, Nikita.
Grace is in the back. Grace Gore is in the back. You see me?
It is just that, because I think the protesters do need to understand that they are not protesting against citizens, because at times they intentionally get on the road to stop other people. Be like, that you're what in your cry now. What time we should go, we'll go. But that people be like stopping other people from going out. You will see to some extent they will come before the cars with the placards. They don't want a car to pass. You're not doing it to us. We are in the same situation like that. So when you have the time to go out and exercise your constitutional right, you should know that you're not protesting against us. Other are in the same boat. Other are in the same boat trying to get what we want for the best of this country. So it's against the government. When you go to the people offices, you go stop their functioning there, it'll be better than blocking other people. For me, the traffic is one thing that is really, really bad out here when it comes to protests. That's the reason why I said, if it is necessary that we have a Zoom, let people go about their normal businesses.
Then Nikita, there's no need to protest, Mama. There's no need to protest if the essence of protest is inconvenience. The essence of protest is civil disobedience. And let me tell you something. I can get up today, get in my car, drive down to Washington, and stay in front of there. If they're 20 or less, I don't need permit. I don't need to warn anybody. if there's a threshold, there's a certain amount of people, because I protested Washington so many times, and they tell you how much it is. And you know why? When they ask you, they don't ask what you're protesting for. In Liberia, they want you to tell them what you're protesting for.
Yeah, you have
They,
to do
they,
that.
they send you the note. You say, this is the date, okay? The essence of that to provide security, to provide maybe what I call first response, okay? If there's a certain amount of crowd, like when we protested June 7th, they have to provide for all ambulances or let's say first responders. They needed to have fire truck just in case somebody fainted. They needed to have ambulance. They needed to have security to help us cross the street because we were walking, how far we were going. Okay. They asked no question. Okay. We decided where we wanted to go, where we wanted to protest. If we were protesting the street of Washington, they want to know so they can close the roads and give the other citizens a detour. So our people will protest, Nikita. Sorry that you're going to be inconvenient, but in the future, you will appreciate it. By the way, I love your tie-dye. So send me one.
Okay, Mama.
Yes, yes,
Margaret,
that's beautiful.
welcome. You look beautiful and you look relaxed. Hopefully, you don't have fire today.
Whatever.
Relaxing.
Thank you so much.
So if you're just joining us, yes, if you're just joining us, I'd like to say that you are hearing the voices of Yesenia Martin Clay, I, Dr. Francine Chenoweth Richardson, our producer Nikita M. Roberts, and Grace Gore just joined us. We were talking about, protests, the whether people should get a permit and or whether the police should advocate for a designated area. We had just finished that conversation, Grace, when you came in. We're now moving on to the other
Can I say
conversation. I
something on
think,
that?
sure, yes, you can say something on that.
Just quick
You have a.
3 minutes. I wanted to speak to Nikita and also the audience.
Mhm,
I agree with
mhm.
Yasini on this one. The police supposed to make sure they do a detour. That's what the police is there for, security. But the people have the right to assemble anywhere in the streets. That's the rights of the people. The Constitution already state that the power is inherent in the people. So when they are protesting, the police are supposed to come there and do their due diligence by moving traffic on the other side, and not the people responsible to remove themselves. So yeah, the protest is good for any country. The people have to speak, and that's the only way our people can speak is to protest. And we hope the government adhere to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
Okay.
nice closure to the protest situation. So we're more on Yesenia. I know you wanted us to talk of political parties in our country, right?
Yes.
But let
Yes.
me just lay some basis for political parties in Liberia. Yes, indeed, we have a lot of political parties in Liberia. I want to just acknowledge that. But I think we need to make a distinction between healthy political parties and political parties for the sake of political parties or for the sake of transactional reasons or business reasons. Okay. I think we want to educate our population to be able to make that distinction between the two healthy political party and political party or a political party that is just simply here to make money or to be able to become a part of coalition or to be able to just disturb the political arena landscape of our country. When we talk about healthy political parties, which we are seeing it now in our country, we are talking about political parties that are accessible to the people. Don't just come and be here 1 year before elections year. That's not accessibility to me. Maybe you guys may have a different view, but that is not accessibility because you just here. Why are you here 1 year before before election? Okay, you
Elections.
should be responsible to people. Okay, when I say responsible means that you should be able to help voice out the people's cry, the people's worry, the people's concern. That's healthiness. Don't wait until election year. Then at the time you got all your power and your umph to say that okay, I will be speaking out. No, that to me that is unhealthiness. Political parties supposed to be engaging voters. That's healthiness, and again, it's an ongoing process. You're supposed to be teaching voters engaging them about the situation. And political party is good because it helps recruit and select the best. Okay, we if you have a political party, it keeps the government accountable so that the government wouldn't just put people in party because of party loyalty, because of tribe, because of religion, because of friendship. So this is what a good political party will stand up to that. It will help you to recruit the best and the best and brightest in the country. Um, and it will also facilitate participation. So I just wanted to lay that premise out as you guys begin to have this discussion about political party. And Cindy, if you as you can add to that because you actually brought the discussion up, but that was my contribution to political parties. Healthy versus unhealthy.
Okay. So first, we need to look at what we have on hand, what's available to us, what has been available to us. What are the addition to what we have now? 2020, 2016, 2017, we had 21 political parties. Last election, we had about 22 political parties. And out of those parties, I particularly noticed there was only about 5 that were visible after 2017. And today, I think we have the same amount of group, about 5 that is visible. Now, for me, when we talk about political parties, you first have to start with the ideology, and it must be people-centered. Okay. Jacqueline, the special envoy to Liberia, who actually was the one who helped to bring some level of stability to Liberia, once said, every time somebody walked in his office and say, this is your next president, and he would say, bring me your manifesto. What do you have? What making the next president? What is his ideology? Okay. Maybe I may play that later. Because they took down those videos from War Chronicles. I'm not sure if he's still around. And this is where we can craft all of the beautiful thing. We can meet the people where they are. But what is our belief? Because it's where that does not die. It is the belief system that does not die. Okay, it's the ideology that never dies. Even if the person leading the charge dies, even the person leaves, even the person goes somewhere else, what lives on is the philosophy of that organization. And it's something that very few Liberian political party possess. One or three that have not been given an opportunity to show that they actually do, because they say the proof is in the polling. Okay, we saw CDC with their belief system. We gave them an opportunity. By the way, I'm going to stop and going to come back here. What the hope that I have for CDC, that I have for George, that I have for those groups, is the hope that Traore is actually impacting, waking Africa up. Even if they didn't do anything to it, waking the population, the young people. But that is my cup to the table. Ideology. First, there have to be a belief system. Then all of the other things you can fill it in. That is the bigger picture for me. So the glass is here. I'm gonna put my pen,
Thank you.
and then I'm gonna put in the water with it. That's how I see it. Yep. So
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you. I'm going to go to Madam Grace now to give her views on political parties. And also, please feel free to talk about the recently formed political party, CMC, as Grace is the chairperson of the diaspora community in the USA. So, yes, please talk about political parties as I have set it up. Um, in that manner.
Well, when it comes to Liberia, too many political parties are always formed, and most of them are formed right before elections. So it just shows you that these people just want to be in power. That's the reason why the formation of the party is formed. Maybe a year to election, most likely would be 1 year and a half to elections. So they have not actually built like a grassroots um organizing formation. They don't know these people. They just come with all the promises, and then they leverage it on the people and say, "Oh, this is what I can present, and this is me. Take me. I will do this for you." And we have seen it play time and over again in Liberia. It's sad. And that's the reason why the formation of any political party, I believe, should be at least 5 years or 4 years before elections. Now, the people who already have the political party and they're coming back, they will decide to just be, like statistical. They don't want to do anything. They don't care. The political party is there. You already know their so-called names. And then they wait until 2 years to election, then they start to push, and most time from my experience, because I've never really been a part of a political party until I joined CMC. Most time I've noticed that when they come in, then they start to, act like they belong here. We're all really laying out anything for the people, and then they start. I mean, you can't even see a real bill website to go to, even if the website is there, the information there. You will see them pulling and twisting it all the time. Then you start to look, they start to copy from one another, intertwining what they're going to do for the country because they have not really, strategized or engaged with the people, ready or put their manifesto together to what the people really want to be happening in the country and all of those things. So then you see that everybody start forming and twisting because it's all about winning elections. So we hope come 2029 our people eyes will be very open to all of these different tricks that these people have coming to say they want to lead this country. And most of the time they will lead it to the ground. As you can see, we are just seeing now right before our eyes what the government in power, you know, their work is now. I can't take it from them that they are not doing things, but what we expected of them, are they doing it? Well, because most Liberians thought that these people were very experienced, have long time in government, very educated people. Some of them did work in places and they claim to have experience. But now, as we can see, everything is confusing for them because the way we thought like we were going to be under this particular regime wasn't the case. Because why? Like when people do not hold this whole political party that was established, that cannot come, they did not hold these people to the book. Say, you know what? We need your political leader to go and do town halls. We need him to do debates. Let him tell the people what can he do for the country. They felt big about themselves. They don't want to go into debate. They felt they were too good, to go to debate and all those kind of things. So you never got to know these people for real. And we never got to know Joseph Walker for real. We only got to know what the people told us that he been in government 10,000 years ago, so he'll be able to lead the country. So we thought they were going to hit the ground running. That's why the people voted him. Because I personally did not think that. That's why I went on a whole differently. But the Liberian people thought, and now this is what we have. They did not hit the ground running. The country is still as on a whole. Um, the legislature, the House of Representatives is in turmoil. And I personally feel that the president is coming from him and his people, the executive. So all of those things, that's the reason why we should look deeply down into the formation and these other political parties that are already established. What are they laying
Mm-hmm.
on right now in the public? What are we seeing them
Mm-hmm.
doing? What is the interaction with the people? What are they doing, telling the people and laying on information? We want to see their websites being built. Let them put information on there. Don't wait for the other people to land their website and you go start stealing from them and you say like your idea and you run with other people's idea. You be information ever since. We're supposed to see everything on your website right now for 2029. Show us so that people can start to gear towards what you are about to do and what they think you can do for Liberia. Develop a clear platform. That's all we are saying. You just said that you don't want to do none of those things, and then 2029, you think that people should just give the country to you because you deserve it. And that's the mistake we made. This is where we are right now. Liberia is behind in the back of the line, and even behind Sierra Leone
Yeah.
as of today. And Liberia is supposed to be the lighthouse of Africa, because we were leading the way. We showed the people what to do. We led all over the place. Ghanaians follow us, and now today we're looking at these people all developing right in our eyes, and we have not done anything. So that's my take on political parties in Liberia.
Thank you. Thank you, Grace. I want to just add on, and I think last week when we are here, Cindy, we had Madam Wadepa who talked about Maslow hierarchy of needs. So I agree that political parties should focus on their own ideology, but I also want to know how they are inter integrating it. I'm sorry, or having an interrelationship between their ideology and the lower level of Maslow higher order of needs, basically hierarchy. At the bottom of the needs, political parties have to be able to address things like shelter, food, security, a sense of belonging. And to me, that is so important in our country that political parties are able to do that. Because plenty of people, we know they don't have decent homes. They can't even find good food. Sometimes we heard that these people are eating one meal a day. We also know that a lot of people um, don't feel secure in their own country, especially women. We don't feel secure in our own country, Liberia, because it tends to be there's some sexist rhetorics that come from men. Um, and also the sense of belonging. Have we all, as Liberians, verbalized our patriotism, our love for our country? Have we all been under the umbrella of the sense of belonging to that country, or our history speaks differently about everyone belonging to our country? So to me, I think if you're going to have an ideology, make sure that your ideology intertwines or is interrelated or integrates these basic needs of our people, the people in Liberia. All right. And one of the reasons why, I mean, as the chairperson, and I'm proud to say that here tonight, I am the chairperson of the Citizens Movement for Change, CMC for short. I'm the global chair. Okay, we have the chairperson of the United States right here. I'm the global chair. And I believe that CMC is not focusing on one particular ideology, like I said, the Democrat and Republican. We spend on big government versus small government, traditional values versus having a liberal value. Those are what in this developed world, when you look at political party like the Republican Party and the Democrat Party, you say, okay, one party, for example, the Republican Party will say, okay, we'll focus on traditional values. All right. Men supposed to be in charge of working, women supposed to be barefoot and pregnant. Okay, this is an extreme traditional value I'm going to. Or, for example, what the social part, the social, the social, the Democrats are more sociable, they're more liberal in their thinking. They say, well, we here to focus on social welfare of everybody. Okay, well, the Democrats say, well, I want small government, focus on the economy. And whose economy are they focusing on when they talk about these small government economy versus uh, like big economy, economy that will make sure that we make enough money to address our social needs. But anyway, let's get back to Liberia. In getting back to Liberia, I believe that one of the best thing about Citizens Movement for Change, CMC, is that they are incorporating those Maslow lower level of the hierarchy. For example, shelter, food, sense of belonging, clothing, okay, for the people. And there's a way that, I'm not going to talk about all the strategies. There's a way that I'm hearing that the political leader is shaping that right now. Employment for our youth, education workshop for our women, um, encouraging the sense of belonging of people in the diaspora and people in Liberia, collaborating these two groups in order for them to show growth in Liberia. So I'm feeling and hearing and seeing all of these things. This is what makes CMC different from all of the 20 political parties that my sister Yusini mentioned here. So I'm gonna stop on that and see, Nikita, do you have any other thoughts on this whole political party discussion we're having? And then we'll go back to Isini for her final thoughts. And then we had a question today that I asked you to marinate on, and we want to get to that question before we have our people call in today. So go ahead, Nikita.
So on the political party part of it, I think you guys have already set the stage or the pace for it. You've already said enough. But let me say this. I think the political parties in our country, they their manifestos kind of reflect the needs of the people. But the problem here is the implementation part of it. Because when you look at people coming up, the all of the political parties that we have, when you go back and see, you see that everything that they will come out and say, okay, we invest in road, probably we invest in literacy, adult literacy, skills training, rehabilitation. You will kind of see that things that they will outline as their manifestos are actually things that reflect the needs of the people. I mean, they got the electors on that, but the idea
Mm-hmm.
of they got everybody on it. But the problem here is this: the implementation part of it. There are a lot of times you see people come up with things that they don't intend to do. Political parties come up with their manifestos. You see long lists of things that they intend to do, but once they get elected, everything just goes down the drain. And regularly they kind of use politics tricks to be like, okay, if I'm to do probably five major projects, let me do two, hold on to three, so that again when I get re-elected, I can use this in three to go back to the people and tell them, okay, the work we started, we need to complete it, that kind of thing. So I don't think they all of their manifestos, the things that they actually come up with, they are things that are necessary, they are things that the Liberian people want. That's the reason why you see people get attached to them. People follow them because they see change in them based on what they preach. Because if somebody tell you that I'm going to prioritize education for one fact, say, okay, my government agenda or priority is going to be education. And you have a country where the population, we have the youth, they're in dominant. We have a lot of youth in the country. People be like, okay, I see my vision with this person. If this person is elected, I could have the opportunity to probably leave the country, go out steady, or advance myself. Then you put all of your energy and thing behind that particular person. Once they get elected, if they are to work 100% education, somebody will work on 20 and leave the balance So that way,
Mm-hmm.
they got the electors to still be thinking that, I mean, my vision is with this person. This person say education. So after this 6 year,
Yeah,
let go there in. Probably the next time will be my time because I mean that's how it's like. So they get people on it.
absolutely.
Like even with the job
Thank
market,
you.
you see, yeah, you see people come out and say, okay, the first batch of our government people finish working, our own time coming next year. You see that? The next journey will be our turn.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
That's how it's
Yes.
like.
I mean, you make some great points. I'm going to just go to Yusini right now. I mean, I agree. The implementation, I think that's what you're stressing. Nikita, I
Yeah.
definitely agree. Yusini, your thoughts? Oh, you muted. Oh,
No, sorry. I was trying to do the newsletter for my school for this week. We have to do a newsletter.
oh, so you
I
wow,
take,
on the show you working?
yeah, that America, nothing stops. We move 24/7. We multitask. That's the essence.
That's true.
Now,
You're right.
now
I got a meeting after the show.
yeah,
Third meeting
let
for
me
the
say
day.
this. While I commend all of that, yeah, here my thought. We all can bring to the table what each of us believe and sell it to the people. I particularly, and this is me, based on history, um, and just my own environment, I don't see the Democratic Party here in America paying for school fees. I don't see them in there trying to pay for women going to the hospital. And that's the people that we copy from. What I see them do, especially the people that they hire, that we call the representatives, their people through them push their agenda. Okay. The push that, for instance, we elected Musa, we want him to push our agenda, which is doing the best that he can in a very toxic environment. Another thing is that first, and I just know that I put it here. The basic core principle that must be present to make a successful political party. Okay, we can focus. The charity is good because our people need it, but when I started, I said they have to have a core belief, a philosophy that they believe in, that they actually know that they can accomplish. That would be the first and foremost thing. Everything else for me and is minute. Okay, when you have a belief system, because when tomorrow comes and you exit, that belief, that ideology is able to grow. Okay, it's able to go beyond generations. All right, Liberia has vast needs. Okay, right now when we get calls every day. If you get 20 people $100 today, you might get 200 persons calling you the same time. What Liberia needs is somebody who can create, somebody who believes in dignity, self-actualization. How do Liberia stand up on her own? How can we manufacture what God has given us? How, even what if we don't have any natural resources, how do we invest into our human capital? Because those are not disposable. Those are not things that you can trade. Once you train one generation, you have then trained about 5 generations. That's 100 years. This is what happened in South Korea. This is what happened in Singapore. This is what Rwanda has done. This is what Saudi Arabia has done. For me, yes, everything else is temporary. Okay. But when we wake our people up, when Dr. Martin Luther King decided he will lead the charge, it was his job, because most Black people in this country weren't allowed. It was a choice. They weren't
You're
allowed to.
breaking up,
They
Cindy.
made it their duty to set up shoot. Yes, to educate people so they're able to exercise their right and vote right, not for now, but for the future. That's how I see it. This is where I come from.
Okay,
Can I just
Grace,
come
and
in
then
a little bit? Yeah, okay.
yes, please come in and also integrate, if you can, in your response, which I will. Um, how can Liberia utilize her resources in building herself, or how can the political parties advocate for Liberia utilizing her resources to enrich herself?
Mm-hmm.
So please come in.
Well, I wanted to, yeah, I could incorporate that. I wanted to
I mean,
speak
say what
on,
you want to say first. Say what you want to say first, and then you can
okay.
answer what I asked. Mhm.
I just wanted to, I really like what Yasini and Nakita was saying. Nakita said, we the people follow the change, because the
Mhm.
people push the change. And I'm telling Liberia now, don't mind them pushing the change anymore. We want to see the change. Liberia cannot
Deliverable.
adapt. Yeah, we want deliverables. Liberia cannot adapt from America anymore. Since 1847, it has not worked. So we cannot continue to adapt from them because we don't have that kind of culture to do that. And we have been doing it and over again. These people have stolen from us, and they cannot, they come and tell you 9, 10, 11, 12, and they cannot even do number two. So we don't want to be doing that anymore. We want to see that you can create something that the people can see and say, you know what? Because you are doing this, I can trust you that when we put you into the space, you will be able to continue to do this, and you will carry Liberia to the forefront. Like you see CMC, what they're doing now, Citizens Movement for Change. I mean, I'm a part of the political party, but this is the reason why I'm even a part. Our political leader, you saw his working District 7 in Nima County. He is about to take over and start doing stuff around the country. We want leaders like that. You come to the country or you live in the country, you tell the people you can do all of this, but you have not shown anything much that you can do, even just putting a community together and making sure that community work. We're not even talking about so much or maybe building bridges and stuff. Do something that we see that you have done this thing. It works for the community. It works for that particular area. It works for the sub E. Is working for the people in Lofa. Then we say, okay, but then this is a potential right here that we can put this person into power and they can do what they said they would do. We're no longer looking for partnership. the partnership with the main the political leader. No, we're looking for tangibles. And I keep on telling Liberian people, if you cannot focus on looking for tangibles, these people continue to promise you. They say they will get there before they do it. They're not going to do it. We're not trusting that anymore. We are not going into other people, the Chinese, how they did this, and the other people, how they did that. It's not going to work for the Liberian society. We are not there at that space. But I just wanted to share quickly with you before I say what Dr. Francis said. Uh, our party is we have 6 foundation that we would be with unshakable or rock that we are building. Equality, every Liberian counts. We have the national unity together we rise. Transparency, no secret, just service. We don't because the people come here and the reason why I reading this because they come, oh yeah, you know what? You don't know what a person can do. You know, we don't want your team in secret. You can do something, put it on your let's see what you can do. We want no secret anymore. Accountability, we want answer to the people. When we ask you questions, you cannot be mad with us. Because if you want to lead our country, we have the right to ask you questions, and you have the right to answer it. If we ask you questions and then you go and bring a group of people to come and start attacking or go ask you questions, then you cannot lead our people. We sorry. We want social justice. Fairness is not a favor, it's our rights. For fairness to be in the country is our rights. For Shalom Musu or murder case to be investigated is that Liberian people right for it to happen. Until today, they have not investigated their adjudication and we have not gotten anything. And we know very well that Shalom Musu was murdered in our house. So all those things, we want integrity. We do what right, and even when one is watching. If nobody watching will do the right thing. When somebody watching will do the right thing. So this is the reason why we, some of the people who never did this, we're just advocating for change and rights and stuff like that. When we saw CMC and the formation of the party, we decided to join with it and say, you know what, we cannot say that what they be advocating and then the wrong leadership get there, they ain't helping us to do anything. We're just advocating, we're getting screaming all day. Some are getting old screaming, some are, our faces now get wrinkled from screaming. We will try to join to see whether we can put somebody there that when we scream and say this thing happened, we need justice. That particular government will deliver justice to the people. And that's where we come from. So, give and take. We want like bring people to start to look at something different. We cannot continue to say this Western world culture is going to be able to help Liberia. It has not helped Liberia so far. It has not helped Liberia. We're not going to believe anything until we see what's going on. If you're not creating anything around us, we don't believe you. You can go your way. We're looking for people who are creating stuff, and we're looking for people who got tangibles and say, this is what I delivered for you in 3 years ago. But if you put me in power, I can do this and I can do it on the government level, which I will help you more to build the country up. And that's all we are asking these people that are coming to ask us for vote to do. That's just it. I don't know if I
Okay.
answered your question,
So
Dr. Francis.
that's okay. Thank you. There's so
Mm.
much to discuss about Liberia. It's never a dull moment. We want to make sure that we get to the phone calls. Nikita, please get ready to ask our people to please call us in. But you raised, we know we've been having a spirited conversation here tonight. You raised a good point, which is the implementation. Nikita, you on the ground, you said people come and talk, Susie talk to you, but then at the at the end of the day, we don't see anything. And I think, Grace add, we want to see no more promises. It's about deliverable. Okay, it's about deliverable. And I could probably end our conversation by giving you a brief story, and maybe Cynthia also you can join in because you were on these trips with me many times when I went to
So,
Liberia.
so
But
Doc, can I just announce a number while you get in it?
yes,
Can
please,
I just
please,
announce
please
the
announce
number?
them. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
please do.
So if you've been listening, this is the second Thought Liberia. We have been out here talking, and if you've been following us, we have dealt with a couple of topics here on today's edition of the program, the second Thought Liberia. So if you want to participate, you can call us on 0775 300 489 is the number to call. 0775 300 489. 0775 300 489 is a number to call and participate on this program. Probably you have your own view, or you want to say something, or want to buttress what we have been talking about, or you probably coming from a different perspective. You can call us on 0775 300 489. And don't forget we have
Yeah.
$2 scratch card, $2 scratch card to go. We got our lucky numbers in already. So it says Grace can
Yes.
just add her
So
number. She can just add her own lucky number. So let's see who's gonna get it.
yeah. Yes. Just type it in the chat room, honestly, and then we'll know because we can announce it for the public if you can. So yes,
We
we
started
as we wait for the calls.
we started receiving call.
Yes, we can
We can
start.
take it now, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so this color.
As we wait for the call, I just want.
Hello,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
hello, hello. Your name and where you calling from, please?
My name is Ibrahim Kamara.
Abraham Kamara. Okay, we lost Abraham. Let's take this color. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Yes, good evening.
Good
I'm
evening.
George Jacob, and I call from a Painesville resident.
All right, George. I guess you've been following the show. What do you have to say?
Yes, first of all, let me get recognized, feel recognized in the show. In my own moment that I raised it, and gotta say yeah. And every one of you, I say hi to you people.
Okay.
I'm so glad, although I never started the show for the Genesis, I just met it in the middle. But yeah, but I listen to a few anyways. Really, the what people are discussing, it is what naturally happening in Liberia here. Our politicians will always leave us by the wayside when they know election is approaching, then they will start pretending they are doing. Just for few people who are living, at the actual poverty level, they will almost succumb to them, then they will get used and get pushed and chew. But for the issue of CMC, we from the background of CMC, we have looked at all of the ideas and look at to be primitive. And it is not good for our people. So this is what our political leaders govern the ideas with other people to create a CMC so that we can make a change for Liberia.
Okay.
We the group of Liberia, for me, my community in Israel, I always have more lands for CMC, and we stand, we make sure that Liberia gets better by the grace of God. We are rich. We have resources here. How a country will not be rich and going to get two speakers, and the two speakers are moving. Everybody got money, everybody put on those zero cards. While the poor man there suffering, and go to bed will be a talent for a day. But we have to make a change, and with this, our country can give up on the struggle. Liberia is all we have. So thank you so much. Thank you for the time.
All right, thank you. We got our lucky numbers here, so you can just call any number from 1 to 50.
That's calling number
Any number, your lucky number.
6.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So let's take this color. Hello, your name and where you calling from, please?
Good evening. I'm Lawrence Naki, calling you from the Rand community.
You are very low. Could you be a little bit audible? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Lawrence Naki, calling you from Rand.
All right, Lawrence. Guess you've been following.
Yeah, I've been following. I don't believe at this time that resources are not working. Because I was here and I even thinking of years to come, they gave all our resources out of the 90. Because, for typical example, the Pierre Mountain in Cape Town.
Okay.
What is really doing for the people? The road is bad, and at night you see trucks, long coming down from the road, those things that is taking from in the mountain. What is left there for the generation to see 50 years, 40 years, or 20 years? Road, they are not building road. They are making the road more bad up, damaging the road. At night you don't drive from Kuala to a great checkpoint. You feel bad for yourself. If you get the drugs, it's just horrible.
Okay. All right.
They're not doing nothing, so they're not prepared
Okay.
at all. They're not preparing the generation for about, they're not getting nowhere to.
All right. Okay. Thank you. You can just choose your lucky number. We have to get to another color.
Number they'll have. Okay, what number?
We got 1 to 50. Choose any one in between.
50.
50. Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Let's get this caller. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Hello, I'm Captain Bicori. I'm calling from the PSA Radio.
All right, Jackson. Guess you've been following the show.
I've been following the show from the time the program entered in 3 So this
Uh,
is my very first time to call
okay.
because I'm very interested in the topic that you're on today.
All right.
That's in the topic. Because in this our country would based on promise. This is what Liberia is not going nowhere. But if you let me, I will do this one. It happened to all important candidates in one last election. When John Hill was representative down there, he told he would do a lot of things for. It comes better when you win election before the election. He
Okay.
promised that he would do something. So that how Liberia people will promise. That's how will people. And one of the things of what you people are discussing today that was coming to call. I require or killing understanding people for 7 years in Liberia. And this is the never finish. A lot of countries around the world doing it. Even United States doing what I'm talking about the state that require. But we
Okay.
have cry on national government. Where many Liberians we have cry on it in diaspora or for them to help us to improve this sector that would be able to decentralize the deliver program. Nobody. I'm sorry.
All right. Just choose a lucky number. Thank you for making your point.
Nothing.
Two more calls. Uh,
Okay. Yeah, two
we
more.
close this.
Let's take this caller now. Hello, your name and where you calling from, please?
Yeah, this is Andy M. Dwayne calling from Punat Telecom.
All right. And I guess you've been following. What's your input?
Yeah, thank you very much. First, I want to know is one want to become a member of the particular uh, 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 political party. How can we
So that the regency will answer that for you.
okay?
So since you call, we got lucky numbers here for 1 to 50. Choose any number in between.
Yeah. Let me get my point for it again.
Okay. So you don't.
Okay. Yeah, you see, some of we won't begin. We won't join a particular political party. If the new political party is we all voted the particular government are in power, and the problem in which we voted in now, Frenchman says the P meaning that is more than ever before because the time we were voting in Arab movement, U.S. rate was in 150, but for now it's in 200. And our president be giving speech one day say we can't hear anything about it, and everything just going
Okay.
up, and we don't get it.
All right. Just choose a number and let's get to another
Okay,
caller.
I can't give you number 11.
All right. All right. So our last caller for the night. Let's get this caller.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Okay. Your name? Where you calling from, sir?
Yeah, my name is Sheikh Swari, calling from Johnsonville, District Number 2, Monrovia.
Okay. Make your point.
Oh yeah. Even though I came on the show and the beginning was not couldn't listen to the beginning, but what I enjoy from you guys is that the tangible results that leaders need to provide even before giving leadership. You know, we need to change to bring it back to that standard because you see many of our leaders they don't have social impact, they don't have nothing to show to us as Liberians for to get in leadership or continue giving them leadership because we like them, because they are our tribe, because they are from our family, and that's a big problem. When you guys say like this, and then it can help us to change that dynamic. And on the flip side, just to joke, why is it that you don't have any men on the show?
Okay, I don't have a caller though, so I want to take that caller from the States.
Okay. We'll answer you. We'll let you know. Just keep listening.
Okay. So I really enjoyed the show, and I hope that you guys will continue to like give us knowledge on because experience is knowledge.
Okay. Thank you.
Experience that you have
So just choose a lucky number. We got from 1 to 50. Just choose any number.
Oh, I'm not good at choosing. I'm not good at choosing.
Okay.
Like, then don't choose. Just go. Have a good day, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. I have one caller. Caller, what's your name and where you're calling from?
Cynthia Cindy, this
Yes.
Lofa.
Okay. What's your thought?
Thanks for the show,
Okay.
Dr. Francine, to everybody else on the platform. Great to be on. Quick, I just got a couple questions. And my question goes to, of course, Dr. Francine, and of course, Grace on the show as well. Dr. Francine, you were at one point a member of the ANC. And this is in regards to the fact that we have a proliferation of political parties in the country. Almost like so many political parties. Every year we have new political parties coming up. Great idea. We appreciate the fact that that's a part of democracy. But you, as a member of the ANC, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, at one point, less than 2 years after the elections, you then transition, you move over to the CMC, that you are now an executive member or a founder of that. My question to you is, what is it that the CMC brings that the ANC did not have? And you saw that, for which you transitioned over to be a member of the CMC and left the ANC to have an additional political party. And to Grace, I know for a fact that you supported Moneyball. My question to you is similar, but considering the fact that you are not a member of Moneyball's party, but you supported him as an individual, what is it that was missing from his agenda, his idea of transformation in Liberia, that you now see in the CMC, for which you also transitioned over to the CMC? Great conversation, great show, and we appreciate the conversation. Thanks, Sister Cindy, for taking my call. I'll follow to get the answer. Can I
Thank you.
take my number? My number is number 7.
Bye. Bye for that. The number do not go to where prejudice is only for Liberia. Bye bye. Okay. Those are post questions. He called earlier, but I told him he gotta wait until we call from Liberia.
Great question, Lofa. I wish I had time to answer your question, and perhaps um, we can do a show on this because I have another meeting that is scheduled, so I have to run. But I think you kind of flip back a little bit when you asked the question: Was I a member of ANC? What does membership means? What does that require? And that's a good question that perhaps you can answer on your own. Or did I support Mr. Cummins? Those are two different things. And but it's a whole subject that I have to go. I'm so sorry that I can't answer your question, but you asked a wonderful, wonderful question. And no, you cannot pick a number because we are biased here. So let me just stop here because of time, and
So
I'll come back and answer your question.
that
So
you can just
that
that
hmm?
you can just wrap up by answering the caller from Liberia who asks of the requirement to be a member of CMC.
Oh, yes, yes, that yeah.
So
Can
then,
he
for you,
inbox me?
Dad, let me answer that question quick. He's in
Yes, please,
Liberia,
please answer.
so
Hmm.
we they put the CMC party headquarters is near the Sophie ice cream shop.
Yes,
Near adjacent, I think the COVID center, so he can go there
yes.
and acquire membership.
Yes,
Okay.
and also if you hold on just a little bit, we're coming up with a way that you'll be able to complete your membership just on your phone.
Hmm.
And also we have a link so far, a Google link. That's why I was wondering if you could just Google, go by Messenger and find Grace Guar, Guar, or Dr. Francine Channel Richardson, and you can also send us some information. But guys, I would just leave it at that. I don't know, you Cindy and Grace, you just want to wrap it up because I do have another meeting that I have to go to. That's why I couldn't engage Lo-Fi in his conversation for so long. So you Cindy, you want to
Okay,
Yeah,
close?
I can answer to Lofa.
since you have to go out, but you do your final thought, and we will do our final
That
thought.
was my final thought. I don't have anything to say.
Oh, okay. All right, Grace, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks to Lofa. I hope he's listening because he asked a question. I would like to say that for me, I supported my first time supporting a political leader in any race, especially in Liberia, in any race in Liberia actually, was in 2023 when I felt that my advocacy was not being heard. Even I had so many numerous meetings with gender ministry concerning what we used to really advocate for and march for in this country, but my I was not heard. So I decided to push for somebody. I did not even come because remember that the class Maniba launched in January on January 17th. And he came and said, you know what, I want to step in the race. And I said, you know what, this is a new phase. I read everything about him. I did my research, which I always do. And I said, I would rather pick this because I think Liberia is in an abusive relationship when it comes to CDC and UP. So I got behind him. I supported him. I did not join his party. I only supported him. And after 2023, the race is over. Now, moving forward, I have seen CMC. I see the agenda they have, and I see what they stand for. At this point in time, I don't know if Dr. Maniba is going to run for president. I have no clue. But CMC platform present a better alternative for Liberia for me. So I look at it and I compare it to his 2023 because he has not come up with 2020 anything for his agenda for this point in time. I believe in growing and working with a political party. I believe in on the political party setting a clear agenda. I also believe in establishing coalitions and stuff like that. I believe in developing campaign strategies. So I want to be a part of the process. So this is the information for me right now is very good, and that's the reason why I decided that you know what, I no longer want to be supporting the area that I supported. That is gone. 2023 is over. I don't see no new agenda. I don't see no new vision. People evolve all the time. I don't know what to come. It will be 3 years from now. I don't know. I see something that really is familiar with what I want to do, my vision, my mindset. So I'm going to put myself behind this because I can work with this for another 4 years and try to strengthen it with my ideas and also what I bring to the table. So I'm going to switch gears, and that's my right because you know what? My love is not for an individual. My love is for country. Like what come first to me. I know people just say all of their head. I made a T-shirt for that 9 years ago before they ever came on your platform, social media. Like what first. I put like what first for anything when it comes to the transformation of the country. So it's not about individual for me. And that's the reason why today I can be proud to say to you that I'm a bona fide member of the Citizens Movement for Change, my first ever joint political party in the history of Liberia, and I'm proud to be a part of them. Thank you. And this is my closing. I would like to say thank you guys for letting me be on this platform to say things that, they resonate with one or two people that I will resonate with. The love is for country, and, I'm happy to be here always. And I thank you for having me.
Okay.
Thank you, Grace. So let me my voice in the key that can take us home. Thank you so much to all of you who called in. And thank you for those of you that are still listening. Thank you for following up. Please share the video as your friend may not be my friend. I heard a gentleman who called in and said, "Wow, there are no men on the platform. We welcome men to sit in, but I think there's enough men on the air in Liberia. We thought this is a safe place for women to come and talk and disagreed and agreed and be on the same journey or be on different path. That's the essence of growth. But if there's a man who want to volunteer to be a part that will be able to take these women on, great. Let us know. We will add you on. But let me close with this. I, Yacindy Martin Payif, never supported a political party in my life or never voted in Liberia in my life until this past year, which I went home to vote for both um chairman of Musability and Alexander Cummings. I am a founder of what became CFL of Cummings for Liberia, and eventually joined the ANC, which existed long before then, years back after that 2014 Ebola, based on where he's exhibited in our community, where he exhibited in the African community, where he exhibited in Liberia. I'd like for people to understand that we are all screaming, Traore, Traore, we're never president, we're never vice president, we're never a senator. He was a serviceman, a man who served his country. He was educated. He had vision, okay, which nobody saw before. He had the willpower, vision, the willpower, the love for country and service at his sleeve to serve his people. And he came and we're seeing the difference that he making. Now, we welcome any political party, especially a new party that sets the tune and gives the people the room for the money. My particular goal has always been like you, Grace, Liberia first for me. I'm every tribe in Liberia. I don't speak for tribe, I speak for the nation, and that's why I speak the way I speak. I've been speaking since I was 13 years old. I will not stop now. I have no incentive of stopping, or nothing can stop me from speaking. I strongly believe, okay, I strongly believe we have the responsibility as citizens to hold the government that we elect accountable. We have the responsibility. The government only works in democracy when they are held accountable by the citizens that vote them. It cannot be a political party responsibility. They can have a voice. My protest, my years of going back and forth to Washington, calling to the British embassy, calling Ivorian embassy, they always said we want civil action. They didn't say political party. They want civil action. They want to see the people speak up. They want to see the people stand up. They want the people asking the hard question. And I've done that. I read in Congress, I read in State Department, and on and on and on. Even when Emmanuel Savage was beaten, and I have to call the Canadian embassy, okay? The stories have been the same. Representative Daniel Payne in New Jersey, the same. We want civilian action. Now, it is the people. The Constitution says we the people. It's not we the political party. Political party is good. It must be based on ideology. And Grace said it rightfully. People evolve. Things changes. Nothing is constant. Okay? Things will continue to change. We will continue to evolve. All right? At this point, I have taken a sabbatical to reset. The stress for me in the past couple of years have been, how you call it, to watch my what do you call it, my environment. Like I said, I'm one of the builder of what became the part of the ANC or CFL. I think there are about two of us that stay on board who actually went after the Ebola to petition Mr. Cummings. Okay. And I believe in that if he was given an opportunity, he would have been the change that Liberia wants. But we will look at in the near future, look at other possibilities. For me, I love Musa. I support him. And if time comes and I feel or I believe whatever belief he had aligned with my belief system, okay, and I think he can deliver. And he said, had this conversation. He said, if I see somebody that can do better than me, I will scoot over. That's what he said when we had a first conversation, which is very patriotic and which is very service-oriented and people-centered. And I commend him for that. But I'm all for Liberia. I'm all for the truth. But to say that if we're telling people, don't let people bill you a handphone for you to vote for them. Let them show you how, where, when they're going to do it. All right. How honest they are in doing so. Those are the people that will come. But I'm kind of glad that we have a new political party, okay, that is jumping down running. Maybe it will give the other people a reason to stand up. But I also believe that the people, the government have the responsibility to hold people accountable, especially the NEC. And maybe next week we can talk about the election that just happened. All right. Why people just show up. Appleton showed up 2 months before the election, and he was on the ballot. So I'm going to end here. Good luck to CMC. We look forward to more ideas and showing up. I think we all have to push our agenda, what we believe in, and let the people buy in, and see where our strength and weaknesses are. Maybe where your strength is not where the next person's strength is, and we can bring that to bear. Let the Liberian people decide. That's how I see it. I'm not going to be going at anybody except for the two parties who have failed us miserably. CDC failed us. UP have failed us twice. And now they're filling us now with no host bar. Okay. We see people spending $350,000 to pull 4 barrels up and call it a water tower. So, Nikita, thank you for hosting us. God bless us. Have a good week. Doc and I will hang here and we'll talk to you. We know you have to transport yourself back and forth. We've been here for a month. We appreciate you. We are going to take care of you. I know the radio station will take care of, but we are going to take care of you as your big sister and mothers. Okay.
Okay.
God bless. You'll
Bye.
have a good week. It's going to be a rough week for me, but in 2 weeks, Tuesday, I will be on 6 weeks of vacation. Great. Forget that. You're on your own. 6 weeks. I will
All
be
right.
having fun. Bye.
Thank, thank you so much. So, for
Mhm.
those of you listening to us by the radio, we didn't have a winner today, but make sure to join us next Sunday. Next Sunday, you can join us and participate. Thank you to all of those who had the opportunity to call in. And we just got a recommendation. Somebody sent message that we should be taking text reactions as well. I don't know. That's something we need to talk about. They said since the calls can be coming in, it will be appropriate that we be taking some of their text reactions.
So why don't they do it on the can they do it on the Facebook page? Are they able to text on the Facebook page?
They can if they're following the
Okay,
show
if that we want to see it so they can put it on the Facebook page. So that means they
on
got
the
to log
Facebook.
in and put it on the Facebook page. If
Okay,
they can do
so
that, that
we
will help.
we're gonna announce the Facebook page. So every time we start the show, we're gonna announce the Facebook so
Yeah,
that
let's
if you
do. Please,
listen.
let's do. Yes,
Okay,
please, let's do.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much for being there. Thank you for following the Second Thought Liberia. We see you next Sunday, same time. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.